You know that feeling when someone walks into your house and you just know they're up to no good? Like every alarm bell in your head starts screaming at once? That's exactly what happened when I saw my new son-in-law slide that yellow envelope across my kitchen table. Before we unravel how a forgotten grandmother flipped the script in the most legendary way, tap like if Sweet Justice gives you chills, subscribe for more mind-blowing revenge tales, and tell me in the comments where you're tuning in from around the globe. I was gripping my coffee mug so tight, I was surprised it didn't crack right there in my hands. My daughter Angelina was still glowing from her wedding just 2 days ago, sitting there in this gorgeous white sundress, cheeks all rosy and happy, and next to her, her brand new husband, Brian. This guy's got his arm draped over her chair like he owns the place, flashing this smile that's just too much. You know the type. Used car salesman vibes. And then boom, the envelope. I don't touch it. I don't even blink. I just stare at this thing like it might bite me. This is just something we figured would make life easier down the road, Brian says, that same fake grin plastered on his face. You know, legal stuff, getting our finances aligned, planning for the future. Angelina's nodding like a bobblehead, totally eating this up. It's just paperwork, Mom. Brian's amazing with money stuff. We're setting up this trust thing for when we have kids. You get it, right? My stomach drops like I'm on a roller coaster. This envelope? It's thick, yellow legal paper, notarized, bound with one of those metal clips, and the worst part, my name's written right there on the front in black ink. Just take a peek when you get a chance, Brian adds, standing up to clear his plate like he's doing me some huge favor. We're heading out for our honeymoon tomorrow, but this'll save us all time later. I don't say a word. Not one single word. I don't open that envelope until they're long gone. When I finally do, my hands are shaking like leaves. And there it is, clear as day. A financial agreement. Written up like I'd already said yes to putting part of my money into some new family trust. And guess who's managing this trust? You got it, Brian. Here's the thing, though. This guy has absolutely no clue what he's fishing for. Nobody does. Not even Angelina knows that when my husband passed away last year, I inherited $7 million. $7 million. And I haven't told a single soul. Not Angelina, not the lawyers, not even the bank people, until I quietly set up this private account under a name she's never heard of. Thank God I kept my mouth shut, because now I know exactly what this snake is after. And he has no idea that I've dealt with guys like him before. Users, scammers in fancy suits. Before we dive deeper into this crazy story, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Hit that subscribe button and smash the like if you're enjoying this. It really helps more people hear stories like this one. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around for what happens next. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm not just going to say no to this contract. Oh no, I'm going to test this guy, see just how far he's willing to go. Because in 3 days, I'm setting the trap he'll never see coming. And the bait? A fake money transfer. The second he tries to get his greedy hands on what he thinks is some new inheritance money, I'll be watching every single move he makes. But before I can even get my plan rolling, there's a knock on my door. It's 9 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. I open the door, expecting maybe a delivery guy or something. But it's not Brian standing there. It's his lawyer. And in his hand, another contract. This one's labeled Emergency Addendum. And get this, it's got Angelina's signature on it. Seeing this lawyer dude standing on my front porch shook me up more than I want to admit. He looks young, maybe late 20s, dressed way too fancy for someone his age, briefcase in one hand, the other one already stuck out for a handshake like this is just another Tuesday for him. "Mrs. Peterson?" he asks. I nod, not trusting myself to speak. "My name's Jake Morrison. I'm here representing Brian Brooks and Angelina Brooks regarding an urgent financial matter." Hold up. My daughter's name is Angelina Peterson, I say, keeping my voice flat. She didn't change it. He blinks but recovers quick. "Of course, my mistake. May I come in? This won't take long." Every fiber of my being is screaming at me to slam the door in his face. But I'm curious, and honestly, I need to know just how deep this rabbit hole goes. So I step aside. This guy walks in like he pays my mortgage, sets his briefcase right down on my dining room table. The same table where Angelina used to do her homework every day after school. This contract, he starts, flipping open his case and pulling out these shiny papers, is what we're calling a safety net. Brian and Angelina have decided to combine their financial futures. Naturally, this includes any immediate family money that could help out the trust. I don't sit down. I just stand there, across the room, arms crossed, watching him. He keeps going like I'm not giving him death stares. Now, Angelina signed this document yesterday morning before they left for their honeymoon. Brian asked that you add your signature before the end of the week so everything's ready when they get back. I raise an eyebrow. Before they get back? Yes, it's really just a formal way of acknowledging the family financial alignment. Cut the fancy talk, show me the part about the money. He hesitates for a second, then flips the contract around and points to a section. Section 7.2, Parental Estate Disclosures and Pre-Inheritance Trust Structures. In normal people language, they're asking me to tell them about any big chunks of money I might have hidden away, so they can consider it in their trust thing. Basically, they want my $7 million. I look at the signature above where mine's supposed to go. It's Angelina's handwriting, but it looks rushed, like she didn't even read what she was signing. The lawyer closes his folder real gentle like, "This protects everyone involved, ma'am. Especially with today's economy, you know how important proper planning is." Did Angelina actually read any of this? I ask. He gives me this tight little smile. They're young. They trust each other. Wrong answer. I step forward, hands flat on the table. Tell Brian he's going to have to wait. I don't sign anything without my own legal team looking it over first. A flicker of surprise crosses his face. I understand. May I ask when they can expect your response? You'll have it when I decide to give it. He nods, gathers up his stuff, and leaves. Polite, but clearly annoyed. The second that door closes, I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. So, it had started. They were circling like vultures. Brian knows, or at least suspects, that I've got money. Angelina must have said something. Maybe not the whole truth, but enough. Mom's been doing well, or she's been quiet about money stuff since Dad died. It wouldn't take much to get a guy like Brian sniffing around for cash. I don't blame Angelina. She's in love. She's always been too trusting. And after losing her dad, she latched onto Brian like he was her life preserver. I watched it happen, helpless, knowing that no warning from me would reach her heart. But now it's not just about love. This is a chess move, and I'm not about to be anyone's pawn. I call my lawyer, Marcus, that afternoon.
Something's fishy, I tell him. They're pushing contracts way too early. My daughter just got married, and now there's paperwork about inheritance stuff. He listens carefully.
You want me to look over the document?
No, I say. I want you to make a fake one. Silence. Then, a fake one? I want you to write up something legal-looking that says I only inherited $240,000 from my late husband. Create a fake bank trail to a small account. Make it look real, but not impressive.
You want to make them think the inheritance is already mostly gone.
Exactly. And I want to make sure it's traceable, just enough for someone like Brian to find. Nothing obvious, just suspicious enough to access.
Marcus pauses. And the real money?
In a blind trust, already locked down tight. They'll never see it. He lets out a long breath. You always were 3 steps ahead, Sarah. I had to be. I remember how my husband's brother tried to snake our estate after the funeral. He laughs, but there's no humor in it. Hard to forget. By the end of the week, Marcus has sent me everything. I leave the fake papers out on my desk, casual-like, careless, just in case someone's got eyes in my house. Then, I wait. 2 days pass. Nothing. Then 3. That's when I get the call. Not from Angelina, not even from Brian, from the bank. There was a flagged attempt at accessing one of your older joint accounts, one that's been sitting empty for years. My blood turns to ice. It's small, she continues, less than $5,000 in it, barely worth touching. But the person trying to get in used your maiden name. Only 2 people in the world knew you ever had money in that account under that name. One was my late husband. The other was Angelina. Which means she told Brian something, or he dug it up somehow. Either way, I now know one thing for sure. They're not just curious, they're hunting. That night, I sit alone in my study, the fake inheritance papers in one hand, Brian's original contract in the other. I make my decision. No more waiting, no more testing. I'm going to confront this guy, but not with anger, with something he'll never expect. Gratitude. The next morning, I call Angelina. "Sweetheart," I say, putting on my warmest mom voice. "When are you 2 back from the honeymoon?" She sounds surprised. "Tomorrow. Why? Everything okay?" "Of course," I say with a smile she can't see. "Tell Brian I have the papers ready. I'd love to go over them with both of you at lunch. My treat." "Oh, wow, that's great, Mom. He'll be so happy. I knew you'd understand." I end the call and stare out my window. They think they're about to win the lottery. But what they don't know is that they're about to sit down to a very different meal than they're expecting. Because when they show up, I'll have already booked a notary, set up a hidden camera, and invited Marcus to play the part of my insurance friend. Let them bring their smiles and charm. I'll bring the $7 million in silence. And then the real contract is going to be revealed. The one that shows exactly who owns what and who tried to lie about it. But before I can put my whole plan into action, I get one more message from Angelina.
It's short, just 2 lines. "Mom, we need to talk first. Please don't be mad. Brian said you threatened him." My heart stops. Brian's turning the tables faster than I expected. Now Angelina's unsure. Now I am the problem. I'm being painted as the bad guy. And I haven't even made my move yet. I read Angelina's message 3 times. "Brian said you threatened him. We need to talk first. Please don't be mad." I just sit there, frozen, my phone in my hand like it's radioactive. This isn't just a mistake. This is strategy. Brian's smart. He knows I'm onto his game, so he's doing what manipulators do best. He's making me the villain before I can expose him. By the time they walk into my trap, I won't look like the smart mom who protected her money. I'll look like the bitter, paranoid widow trying to control her daughter's new life. He's cutting my credibility before I even open my mouth. I gotta be super careful now. No confrontation, no anger. Just silence and strategy. I pick up the phone and call Marcus again. They're flipping the script. I tell him soon as he picks up. "I figured they would," he replies calmly. "You still want to go through with lunch?" "Yes, but we're not going in like lawyers." He catches on quick. "You want me there as backup, not as a threat." "Exactly. No briefcase. Just sit and watch, record everything." "I'll bring a pen and a menu," he says with that dry humor I love about him. The next day comes way too fast. I book a quiet table at Rosewood Garden Cafe in downtown Chicago. Angelina used to love this place when she was little. Rose bushes, koi ponds, waiters who know not to hover. Quiet, pretty, expensive. The kind of place that makes everyone feel a little more civilized than they really are. They show up right on time. Brian's wearing this powder blue suit like he's about to pitch a $1 million idea on Shark Tank. Angelina's got on a simple cream blouse, her hand looped nervously through his arm. I can see the worry in her eyes before she even sits down. "Hi, Mom," she says softly. I stand up, kiss her cheek, and greet Brian with a smile I've perfected over 20 years of fake charity events. "You look beautiful, Angelina." She smiles a little, the tension eases just a bit. Then she sees Marcus.
Oh, this is my friend Marcus. He's just joining for lunch. Works in insurance, actually. Marcus nods politely. Pleasure to meet you both. You picked a great day. The chef's making duck confit. Brian seems cool with it. He shakes Marcus's hand and leans back like he's in control again. We order salad for Angelina, steak for Brian, soup for me. We make small talk until the food comes. Travel, the wedding, the weather. Brian tells some half-funny story about how their luggage got lost and a hotel manager offered them his personal boat for the trouble. I nod, smile, wait. Finally, Brian leans forward, puts his fork down, expression getting all sincere. Sarah, I want to clear the air. I never meant to pressure you. I just thought we could build something smart together, as a family. He pauses for effect. When Angelina told me about your husband's passing and that you'd been handling the estate alone, I felt protective. I raise an eyebrow. Protective? Of Angelina, of her future, and by extension, your well-being too. I nod slowly. That's very thoughtful of you.
Angelina looks between us, unsure. Brian reaches into his coat and pulls out the same folder I've seen before. I brought the paperwork again just in case you had time to think. He places it gently on the table like it's a gift. I take it and flip through it slowly. Then I reach into my purse and pull out a document of my own. Not the real one, the fake one Marcus prepared. I place it on top of his folder, neat and tidy. This is my inheritance disclosure, I say. $240,000 remaining after debt payments and legal fees. It's all I have left. Brian's eyes flick to the document. He doesn't touch it, but I see the wheels turning in his head. That amount's too small to build a trust around, too small to be worth all this manipulation, too small to justify the risk he's already taken. He smiles politely, but I see the storm clouds gathering. Angelina leans forward. Wait, what? That's all that's left? I look her in the eye. Your father had more debt than I told you. I didn't want to burden you after the funeral. Her face falls. But you seemed okay. I managed, I say softly. I sold the lake house, cut back on everything. I just didn't want you to worry. She swallows hard. Oh. Brian reaches for his drink. His smile's still there, but thinner now, strained. I see, he says simply. Marcus watches silently, his hand resting on his pen. The tension at our table is growing like a thunderstorm. I add the final detail. After this lunch, I'll be closing that account and rolling it into a simple retirement fund. Nothing fancy, but it'll last me. Brian blinks. Then he stands up. He needs the restroom, he says with a forced laugh. Too much coffee this morning. He walks off, leaving his folder on the table. The second he's out of earshot, Angelina leans in. Mom, did you really threaten him? I look her dead in the eye. No, but I did say I wouldn't sign anything without legal review, and that must have scared him. She looks away. He said you called him a liar. I don't say anything, because I had, silently, in my mind. But she's not ready to hear the full truth yet. When Brian comes back, he's calm again. Too calm. He sits down, folds up the folder, and slips it back into his pocket. You know what? He says. You're right, Sarah. I rushed things. We're a new family. We should build trust the old-fashioned way. I smile, tight-lipped. That sounds nice. Lunch ends with polite smiles and awkward hugs. But as I watch them walk away, something's eating at me. Brian's not the type to walk away empty-handed, and I know I haven't won yet. Hey everyone, if this story is keeping you on the edge of your seat, make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss what happens next. Because, trust me, it's about to get wild. 2 nights later, it happens. I wake up to a call from my banker. There was a withdrawal request for $240,000. Someone tried to initiate it through your old online banking profile. We flagged it as suspicious because the device was unfamiliar. I sit up straight in bed. What device?
Someone using Angelina's tablet, logged in from the hotel they stayed at after the wedding. I don't need to guess who it was.
He saw the fake inheritance paper. He believed it. And now he tried to take all of it. The only problem, that account was empty. It was a dummy. But what scared me more was that he had access to Angelina's devices, which means she gave him passwords, full access, and possibly, without knowing it, opened doors to much more. I hang up and call Angelina. She doesn't answer. I try again. No answer. Then a text. Hey, Mom, we're resting. Can we talk tomorrow? Resting. Right. I don't sleep that night. Because I'm not just dealing with a gold digger anymore. I'm dealing with a thief. And the worst part, he's sleeping right next to my daughter. I barely get any sleep. The house feels colder than usual, even though the thermostat says the same temperature. I walk from room to room like I'm haunted, checking locks, peeking out windows, half expecting Brian to show up on my porch with another fake smile and another friendly contract. But he won't come in the open anymore. No, he's already inside our lives, inside Angelina's heart. And the worst part, she has no idea. By 6 a.m., I'm sitting in my recliner, wrapped in a blanket, staring at the blank TV screen. I didn't turn it on all night. The silence helped me think. When the sun finally comes up over the trees, I stand up, make coffee, and call Marcus. He answers on the first ring. He tried to withdraw the fake money, I say quietly, from Angelina's tablet. Marcus doesn't sound surprised. He's bolder than I thought, or dumber. Maybe both. I rub my forehead. I need a digital trail. Something that shows it wasn't me logging in. Can you help? Already on it. We'll get the IP address, the device fingerprint, even the exact timestamp. But Sarah, we might be running out of time. I know. I end the call and stare down into my coffee. This isn't just about money anymore. This is about control. And it's about saving my daughter from a man who'll use her, drain her, then walk away with whatever he can carry. Later that morning, I send Angelina a message. Come to the house, alone, no Brian, just us. She replies quickly. Why? What's going on? Just come. I made that lemon cake you love. She agrees. By 2 p.m., I hear her car in the driveway. I peek through the blinds. She's alone. Good. She walks in slowly, carefully. Her eyes scan the room like she's expecting cameras or some kind of ambush. I greet her with a hug. She doesn't hug back right away. We sit down at the kitchen table, the same one where I used to braid her hair before school. I need to talk to you, I say, sliding her a slice of cake. Really talk. She looks down at it. Okay. I don't hold back. I know Brian tried to access an account that wasn't his. He used your tablet. He triggered a fraud alert. Her face goes white. What? No, he wouldn't. He did. He guessed there was money. I left a fake document to see what he'd do. Angelina's eyes fill with tears. You set him up? He loves me. I stand up too. Then ask him. Ask him why he went into your tablet. Ask him what he was trying to take. He wouldn't. He said you were paranoid, that you hated him because I saw him for what he is. She grabs her purse, tears falling now. I can't do this, she says. I need space. Angelina, please. But she's already out the door. She drives off fast, leaving dust on the gravel road. I stand there, heartbroken, watching the dust settle. I just pushed away my own daughter, and Brian, he'd win if I lost her. I go back inside and sit down, chest tight. I haven't cried in years, but now the tears come fast. Marcus calls just then. I got the data, he says. Confirmed it was Brian. I can put it in a report. Good, I whisper.
It won't matter if Angelina hates me. She won't. She left. He's quiet for a moment. Then, Sarah, what if we go further? I sniffle. Further how? We expose him publicly. You still have those wedding videos, right? Reception speeches? Yes. Let me review them. Maybe he slipped up. Maybe he bragged. These guys are arrogant. They talk too much. If he hinted about money in front of anyone, we can make it count. I nod. Okay, I'll send everything. That night, I watched the footage again. Not just from the professional videographer, but from guests' Instagram stories, live streams, even shaky phone videos Angelina had sent me. And then I find it. Brian standing with a drink in his hand, surrounded by friends. The camera's a bit far off, but the audio is clear enough. He's laughing, smug, confident. One of his buddies asks, "So what's next, man? You marry rich?" Brian replies, loud and proud, "Not yet, but give me a month. You'll see." The friends laugh. He lifts his drink like he just closed a business deal. I pause the video, heart pounding. There it is. Arrogance caught on camera. I send it to Marcus. He replies instantly, "Got it. This is gold. Let me prep something." Next morning, I have a new plan. I call Angelina again. No answer. I try again later. Still nothing. Then I get a message, "Brian and I need time. Please respect our space." That's it. No mom, no warmth, just space. But I don't have time to wait anymore. So I go to her. I drive to their apartment, this slick condo complex with security gates and rooftop views. When I buzz their unit, Brian answers. "Sarah," he says flatly. "I need to speak with Angelina." She's sleeping. It's 10 a.m. She's tired. I'll wait. A pause. Then, "She doesn't want to see you." I didn't move. "You can't keep her from me." "I'm not," he says. "She just doesn't want drama." I let out a long breath. Fine. Then I turn and walk away. But not before slipping the USB stick I brought, containing the wedding video clip, into their mailbox. Let him try to explain that. I don't hear from Angelina for 2 days. Then finally she shows up at my house, alone. Eyes swollen from crying, hands shaking. She walks inside without a word and sits down. I watch the video. She whispers. I sit beside her. She doesn't look at me. I asked him about it. She says, "He said it was just a joke, that guys say dumb stuff." I stay quiet. "But I checked his browser history," she says, voice breaking. "He looked up how to access trust funds, how to bypass account security." I reach for her hand. She lets me hold it. "I'm so sorry," she sobs. And I finally let myself cry too. But just as we're holding each other, her phone buzzes on the table. She wipes her eyes, looks at it, then stares at me. "It's Brian," she says. Her voice goes flat. "He says he's got a lawyer now." I stiffen. "What?" "He says if I try to leave, he'll sue for fraud, that he has a prenup, that he'll expose me for using his money for the wedding." "But you didn't." She shakes her head. "No, but my name's on everything." I lean back in my chair. So this is his next move. If he can't steal from me, he'll bleed Angelina dry. He's going to destroy her to get even. And if we don't act fast, he might succeed. Before you find out how this ends, I want to ask you something. Have you ever dealt with someone who tried to manipulate you or someone you love? Drop a comment and let me know. Your story might help someone else going through the same thing. I stand up, looking at my daughter. My heart's breaking for the second time in 2 weeks. She's pale, trembling, completely stripped of the joy she had just days earlier. The honeymoon glow is gone. The sparkle in her eyes has faded. And the worst part is knowing she didn't just lose a marriage, she's starting to lose faith in herself. Brian's done what men like him always do. charmed his way in, tried to control everything, and now that his mask is off, he's threatening to burn her life to the ground. Not on my watch. I take Angelina's phone from the table and scroll through Brian's message. Don't even think about pulling anything. You signed the agreement. I'll take this to court and I'll win. Below that, screenshots of documents she doesn't even remember signing. Bank transfers in both their names. A receipt for a wedding ring purchased using Angelina's joint account with him. He was preparing for this the whole time. He set me up, I whisper. Angelina nods, crying quietly. I feel so stupid, she says. You're not stupid, I tell her. You were in love. He just wasn't. I call Marcus. He picks up on the first ring.
She's here. He's threatening legal action. Good, Marcus says. Then it's time we play our ace. He's been waiting for this moment. Marcus has already drawn up a counterattack. A full report with digital forensics, device fingerprints, IP logs, and the video of Brian bragging about his intentions, all packaged in a way that would destroy him if this ever went to court. You want me to send this to his lawyer? Marcus asks. No, I say. Not yet. Then what? I want to meet him face to face, with Angelina. Marcus pauses. Sarah, I need him to see what we know. I need him to look me in the eyes and realize the game's over. He agrees. We set the meeting for the following afternoon. I choose a public place, a lawyer's office downtown, with glass walls and cameras. Marcus will be there, quiet in the corner. Angelina, too. I told her she didn't have to come, but she insisted. I need to see his face when he realizes I'm done. We arrive early. Brian shows up 10 minutes late, smug as ever. He's wearing a black turtleneck and sunglasses like he thinks he's some kind of tech billionaire. He smiles when he sees us, but it doesn't last. Marcus hands him a folder. This is a courtesy copy of our findings. He flips through the first few pages, and I see it happen. The shift. His face twitches, his lips part slightly, his posture stiffens. He knows he's caught. There's no crime here, he says quickly. You can't prove anything. You're right, Marcus says. There's no crime yet. But what we have is enough to open several investigations. Identity misuse, financial manipulation, fraudulent contract coercion. He scoffs. Your voice is on video, I say quietly. You said, and I quote, give me a month, you'll see. And you tried to move funds from my daughter's account without her permission. He looks at Angelina, eyes narrowing. You told them. She doesn't flinch. No, she says. You did. He slams the folder shut. What do you want? He snaps. I lean forward. You're going to disappear. He raises an eyebrow. You're going to walk away, sign an annulment, release Angelina from any shared accounts, properties, and legal claims. No court, no battle. He laughs bitterly. Or what? Marcus pulls out a second folder. Or this goes public, and the local paper gets a story about a man who married for money and got caught. We already have a reporter waiting. One email, and it's done. Brian looks at all three of us. He's cornered, and he knows it. You think you can just push me out? He hisses. No, I say. You pushed yourself out. We're just making it official. He stares at Angelina like he's still expecting her to crack. She doesn't. She slides a pen across the table. He picks it up slowly and signs every last page. When it's done, he stands up, fixes his sunglasses, and walks out without another word. Just like that. Gone. Angelina breaks down the moment the door clicks shut. I wrap my arms around her, rocking gently like I used to when she was small. It's over, I whisper. You're safe now. But she pulls back, tears still in her eyes. No, Mom, it's not over until I fix what I broke with you. I blink. You didn't break anything. Yes, I did. I didn't listen. I doubted you. I let him twist the truth. I smiled gently. You believed in love. That's not a crime. That's being human. We leave the office together. The sun's setting, casting long shadows across the sidewalk in downtown Chicago. That evening, we make dinner at home. Nothing fancy, just spaghetti and garlic bread. But it feels warm again. Peaceful. Over the table, she asks me one last question. Is it true? She says. About the money? I pause, then nod. Yes, I did inherit $7 million. Her eyes widen slightly. Why didn't you tell me? Because I wanted to protect you. From him. From greed. From what money does to people. She reaches across the table and squeezes my hand. From now on, she says, no more secrets. I nod. And we eat. Finally, not as a broken family, not as a mother trying to save her daughter, but as two women who made it through the storm together. 6 months later, Angelina moved back to Chicago from Denver. She got a great job at a marketing firm downtown. She's dating again, a teacher this time, someone who makes her laugh instead of making her sign papers. As for Brian, well, last I heard he moved to Miami and tried the same scam on some poor woman down there. But thanks to our report being on file, it didn't take long for authorities to catch up with him. And me? Well, I'm still sitting on that $7 million. But now Angelina knows about it. We're planning to use some of it to start a foundation, helping other families who've been targeted by financial predators. Because here's what I learned from all this. Secrets don't protect the people you love. Communication does. Trust does. And sometimes you gotta fight dirty to protect what matters most. Angelina and I are closer now than we've ever been. We have dinner every Sunday, we laugh about her terrible dating stories, and yes, I've promised to tell her if I ever think someone's trying to use her again. But I also trust her judgment now. She's stronger, smarter, and she knows the red flags to watch for. The funny thing is, Brian thought he was so clever. He thought he could waltz into our lives, charm his way to easy money, and disappear into the sunset. What he didn't count on was going up against a mom who'd already been through hell and back. You see, when my husband died, I didn't just inherit money. I inherited strength. The kind of strength that comes from losing everything that matters and having to rebuild from scratch. The kind of strength that makes you fight like hell for the people you love. Brian picked the wrong family to mess with. So here's my advice to anyone watching this. If something feels off about someone your loved one is dating, trust your gut. Don't ignore those red flags. Don't tell yourself you're being paranoid. But also don't go in guns blazing. Be smart. Be strategic. Document everything. And remember, the truth always comes out eventually. Sometimes you just gotta help it along a little bit. Angelina texted me yesterday, Mom, I'm bringing someone to Sunday dinner this week. His name is Marcus. No, not your lawyer Marcus, a different one. And he teaches 3rd grade. Fair warning, he might ask you about your famous lasagna recipe. I texted back, can't wait to meet him, but just so you know, I'm keeping my inheritance papers locked up this time. She sent back 3 laughing emojis and a heart. And you know what? That's exactly how it should be. Thanks for sticking with me through this crazy story. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button and subscribe for more real-life drama. And remember, family's worth fighting for even when the fight gets messy. Trust me, it's always worth it in the end. The $7 million? It's still there, safe and sound. But the real treasure isn't money sitting in a bank account. It's having my daughter back. It's knowing she's safe. It's Sunday dinners and terrible dating stories and inside jokes about fake contracts. That's worth more than all the money in the world. And Brian? Well, let's just say karma has a funny way of catching up to people who think they're smarter than everyone else. Sweet dreams, Brian. Hope Miami is treating you well. As for the rest of us, we're doing just fine. Better than fine, actually. We're family again. And that's something no contract in the world can touch.